We at MMO Play are celebrating the release of Avengers Age of Ultron with a giveaway for Marvel Heroes. We're going to be doing this every Friday, and this Friday, the very first one, we are giving away Vision, as well as his awesome Age of Ultron costume for free. If you want to enter this costume and have a chance to win Vision, check out the information in the description below. So now that that's over with, we haven't done a list yet this week, and I've got a 4-way with a Cherokee Medicine Man to get to, so let's hit one up. Today we are doing my top 5 useless video game life lessons. So these are lessons that you learn in video games that aren't really applicable to the real world. At number 5, we've got talk to people. Now, the value of talking to NPCs in games cannot be understated. There are very few games in which crucial plot moments don't hinge on dialogue between characters. Talking to people seems to be the answer for everything in games. Want to know where the princess is? Talk to that shopkeeper who somehow has that vital and inexplicably non-confidential information. In life, it just doesn't work that way, man. Look, I'm not saying talking to people isn't important. I'm saying that it doesn't crack open the proverbial Russian mobster's head in the car doors full of information. And yes, that was a Daredevil reference. Talking's cool, but it ain't gonna solve all your problems or like point you in the right direction quickly. There's a reason therapy takes forever. At number 4, we got something that's kind of applies to all fiction, but it's particularly applicable to video games, and that is that there's structure to important crap. In games, your hero has a beginning, middle, and end. Even in a completely open sandbox, there's usually something there to guide you toward a narrative story structure, whether or not it's obvious. But dude, life does not play by those rules. This lesson is useless not just because it's wrong, it's actually harmful to think that your crap is going to wrap itself up in a neat little box of filth. Life sucks, and it's random, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, and anyone who tells you different is either a moron, trying to sell you something, or a quest giver. For number 3, let's start with a hypothetical. If I walked through your screen right now, all Ringu style, and gave you a blank check that you could cash in for any amount of money between $0 and $1 trillion with no strings attached, would you feel good about that? The answer to that question unravels our next useless video game life lesson, and it's actually one that's all over the real world too, and that is that nothing worth having is easy to obtain. Bullshit. There's tons of stuff that's easy to get that's also worth having. Food's a good one to start with, and there's water, porn, Funyuns, action figures, lube. I could go on, but this is getting a little too personal, so let's just move on. Number 2 is pretty depressing, so get your snot sock out of the hamper. This useless video game life lesson is that you are the hero of your own story. So this is one of those things I think I realized just after I got out of college and realized how few the world gave that I ever existed. Here's the deal. So you're alive and you've got consciousness, and that's all great. But just because you're in your own skin doesn't necessarily mean that you're the most integral character in the story of your life. In a video game, you usually play the character that's central to the story. In your life, you're almost always going to be a side quest character. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying don't get too high off of your own crack stank. Number 1 is simple, straightforward, and bitterly cruel. Come to think of it, I think most of this list has been that way actually. Number 1 is you're gonna get more chances. Nope, nada. You're gonna die, son. You're gonna die good and long. And even if there is something after death, and even if that something is that you get reincarnated, you're gonna remember this shit. You're gonna be a fly on a pile of used crack pipes wishing you could score some sweet dung. My point is that video games teach us to have a try, fail, tweak, repeat mentality. And unfortunately, a lot of times in life, one chance is all you got, man. So don't f it up. That's all for this list, guys. I have been the Higgs. What useless life lessons have you learned from video games? Leave a comment below and let me know. And be sure to check out all the information below for that Marvel Heroes 2015 giveaway. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you Monday.